Hello children, welcome to the second and the final part of the first chapter of your first term syllabus, the leaf. In this module, we are going to talk about modifications of leaves and vegetative propagation by means of leaves. Let us start with modification of leaves. Now what is modification? Modification is a structural change due to functional needs. That is, the leaves of the plant, wholly or partially, modified to perform specific or some specialized function other than the basic function of photosynthesis. The various types of modification of leaves are storage leaf, leaf tendrils, spines, also called thorns, scale leaves, phyllodes, hooks, and insect-eating leaves. Let us learn about modifications in detail. The first one is leaves for storage. In some xerophytic plants like cactus and aloe vera, the leaves become thick and succulent to store food and water. As you can see in the picture, the leaves here have become fleshy, and in the cross-sectional view, you can see the materials stored inside. Such modification enables the plant to survive in desert conditions. Leaf tendrils. In plants with weak stems, the leaves are modified into wire-like long coil structures known as tendrils. They coil around a support and help the weaker stems to climb up. Different parts of leaf get modified into tendrils in different plants. As you can see in the diagram, in wild pea, the entire leaf gets modified into tendril, whereas in clematis, the petiole or the leaf stalk becomes the tendril. Spines or thorns. Leaves of some desert plants, wholly as in cactus or partially as in aloe vera, get modified into pointed structures called leaf spines. They help to reduce the loss of water through transpiration in desert conditions and also protect the plant from grazing animals. Scale leaves. In some plants, the leaves are in the form of scales. This may be dry as in garlic and ginger or fleshy as in onion. Their main function is to protect the bud and also to store food and water. Phyllodes. Phyllodes is actually a modified petiole. I hope you remember, students, that petiole is the leaf stalk that attaches the leaf base to the stem. So, phyllodes is actually a modified petiole of a compound leaf, which is leaf-like in appearance and function. That is, it becomes flattened, green, and is able to carry out photosynthesis. The leaflets of the compound leaf gradually disappear. Phyllodes are present in plants such as Australian acacia. Next, we are coming to hooks. In plants like begonia, the three terminal leaflets of a leaf get modified into claw-like hooks. They help in climbing onto the support. The last one is insect-eating leaves. These plants usually grow in soil that lacks nitrogenous materials. So in order to meet their nitrogen requirement, the leaves of these plants get modified to trap and digest insects. Such plants are called insectivorous plants. Let us see how the structure of the leaf changes in the following plants. In pitcher plant, the entire leaf blade gets modified into pitcher-shaped structure to capture insects. The tip of the leaf forms the lid. In Venus flytrap, the leaf blade is divided into two parts and the midrib acts as a central hinge. The edges of the leaf have long pointed stiff hair-like structures. When an insect sits on leaf, the two parts of the leaf suddenly close and prevent the escape of insect. In bladderwort, the leaves are highly segmented and are modified into sacs called bladders. The bladder has an entrance in which minute organisms can only go in but cannot come out. It is seen in aquatic plants such as Utricularia. In all the three cases, the insect, once trapped, is digested by various digestive enzymes and juices secreted by the plant. The next topic that we will discuss here is vegetative propagation by means of leaves. Now, what is vegetative propagation? It is the process of production of new plantlets through the vegetative parts of the plant, such as stems, roots, and leaves, and not through the reproductive part, of course, that is seed. As you can see in the pictures, the eye of the potato gives rise to a new plant. Money plant propagates through stem cutting and the bryophyllum through leaves. All of these are vegetative propagation. In this chapter, we will only talk about the vegetative propagation by leaves. In plants like bryophyllum and begonia, the leaves are broad and have notches at the margins that give rise to buds. These buds can grow into new plants. You can see the schematic diagram of bryophyllum and begonia leaf. Look at the buds present at the margin of the leaf. Such buds are called epiphyllous buds. In some, you can see that the shoot and adventitious roots have started growing. When these plantlets break and fall from the parent leaf onto the ground, a new plant is formed. Begonia also have foliar buds that grow from central region of the leaf and form. With this, we end our session. Children, go through the chapter thoroughly and try to solve the questions given at the end of the chapter. Make sure to solve the questions given in the practice paper as well. And do remember to mark yourself present once you go through the video. Have a nice learning time. Thank you.